Welcome to the Sorcery Podcast, your sacred space to delve into spiritual tools, topics, and practices that will illuminate your path of soul remembering and healing. I'm your host, Lígia Costa, a soul guide, alchemist, soul writing coach, and the creator of the Trust Pathway. I'm deeply grateful to have you here with me. Together, we will embark on a profound exploration of self-discovery and healing, unlocking the secrets that lie within. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Sorcery Podcast. I'm your host, Lígia Costa, your spiritual teacher and guide in this journey of inner discovery, inner knowing, and inner healing. And today I would like to talk about how you can notice and understand the signs that have been sent to you by your intuition and by your spirit guides. And I'm going to give you 5 quick tips on how you can work on your ability to understand when a sign is being shown up to you. Over the last episodes, we've been talking about intuition, the inner voice, the inner knowing, the difference between the inner voice and the voice of the ego. So if you haven't listened to those episodes, go and check it out. And so for this episode, talking about intuition, it's very relevant because intuition is the channel between us and the universe, from which our higher self, our soul, communicates with us. And as I always say, our soul talks to us in whispers. And so it's very important that we create space and time to go silent so we can hear the whispers. Because otherwise, with the very fast-paced world that we live in, very busy, our ego turns very loud and it's very difficult to listen to those soul whispers. And that's why so many people struggle to notice and to hear the signs that are being sent to them. Intuition is a force within us, whose role is to guide us and to give us the opportunity to be led. And it's not a force that comes from a crystal or from a certification. We know all of us have intuition, right? We are born with it. The ability to listen and to be guided by our intuition is something that we have to work on. We have to practice. We have to nurture. And so it doesn't come from a certification. It doesn't come from connecting to a crystal. It's something that needs to be nurtured every single day. Understanding that following our intuition will guide us to a soul's path that doesn't have unnecessary suffering. But our minds will get in the way because that's what the ego does, right? As I said in previous episodes, the ego just wants certainty and wants control and wants to keep us safe and protected from hurt and suffering. The problem is our minds are so very limited, so constricted, and so affected by conditioning, from programming, from our upbringing, from unresolved trauma, past experiences and stories, that it's easier to believe our minds, the voice of our ego. But what we crave at the soul level, we might have never had a role model to show us the possibilities and the impact of our beliefs in a positive way. And so we might have never experienced it before, and we don't know what to compare it to. That's why it's so hard to believe our intuition or to listen to our intuition in comparison to the voice of our ego, because we've always had role models showing us the conditioning and the programming. That's not what is new to us. It's actually what is safe for us because that's what we know. What we don't know is a positive role model that shows us unconditional love and the magic that it is to be connected at a soul level. So you might be the first one to get there, to do the thing, to break the cycle, right? And your higher self definitely knows how you will get there, even if your mind can't figure it out, because it is limited, it is constricted. It is too much in the fear to see the possibilities, to see the potential. And that's why it's so important to listen to your intuition and to decipher the signs that are being shown to you and communicated to you to guide you towards your soul's path. And you might not realize this, but you are always being guided to what you don't even know it's possible. And that's when your intuition comes in, because your intuition is a channel of communication that will show you signs that will lead you to do things that your mind cannot begin to comprehend due to the limitations I spoke earlier. And so most people struggle to, first, know what the signs are, and second, to believe they are even receiving signs. Now, spiritual signs come in a variety of ways. Okay, so some are external, like repeated numbers, repeated words, symbols, ringing in the ears, people that show up in your life in a time of need, animals that keep showing up to you, songs, and even dreams. Other signs are internal. For example, how you feel, your gut feeling, your bodily sensations like tingling in the hands or contraction in the stomach. And the beautiful thing about this is that when you begin noticing signs, you start seeing signs everywhere, regularly, and perhaps in patterns. For instance, when I start noticing the repeated numbers 111 or 1111, it keeps showing up to me all the time. Like I look at my watch and it's showing. I'm scrolling Facebook, it either shows a post or I look at the likes a post has and normally is 111, which is really weird. Or I'm driving, I look at the mileage and there it goes, 111. It's really strange, but it's so powerful. And so you start noticing these patterns as well. Like the more you see it, the more you notice, the more it keeps showing up to you, the more open you become to seeing these signs. So when you start noticing it, just trust that they are specific for you and they have a message to guide you. And your job is to notice them and decipher what it means. That's all there is. So it might mean like pay attention to this or go after this or don't ignore it. For example, buzzing in the ear might mean a sign to pay attention to what you are listening, or might act as an interrupt for what you are listening or thinking because it doesn't serve you and your highest good. When you notice the sign, is understanding what it means to you. What is the message that most resonates with you in that moment in time? And that is for any sign that is sent to you. Because all the signs that you notice, the main message is that your guides want you to know that you are safe, that they are there with you. They want to reassure you that they are supporting you. They are sending you love. They are sending you help. That's the main message of all the signs that you notice. Now, the best way to decipher the meaning of these signs is by looking at the patterns. For example, times a specific sign kept showing up to you. Some people, for example, reported to wake up every night at 3 a.m. So what does that mean? What are you going through? And these are some of the questions that you may ask yourself. What does it mean to me? What am I going through now that resonate with this sign? So for example, with waking up at 3 a.m., maybe you can look into the meaning of number 3 and see if it resonates, if there's something in the meaning that resonates. Maybe asking yourself, is this something similar for which I need the same guidance and support I had in the past? What was the sign then and now? What is the message? Because sometimes we go through the same pain, or we need the same sort of support we had in a past situation, and a sign is coming up to us to remind us of that past situation and what we did back then, how we overcame it so we can apply it now in our present life. So these are some of the questions that you can ask yourself. But if you struggle to know what the sign is showing up for you, there are a few things that you can do. And these are my 5 tips. So the first one is to set an intention and ask for the signs you need to guide you through what you desire, what you want, and to help you avoid unnecessary pain and suffering. So just set that intention. Be very specific to the support and help that you need at that moment. And then number 2, set the intention for how strong you want the signs to be. And this is important because some people get really scared if the sign is too much on their face. For example, in my case, most of my signs are too much on my face, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because I don't get scared. I embrace and I'm grateful when I receive signs from my spirit guides, from my dad, which he shows me a lot, and I don't mind it. But some people get really freaked out by it. So if you are one of those people, just, set the intention to have subtle signs or a specific sign so you don't miss it and you'll know it's a sign for you. But depending on what works for you, you can ask for a subtle sign or a really on your face sign, like just show me an elephant, I'll know it's my sign. Number 3 is, after setting the intention for the guidance that you want to receive and how strong you want the guidance to be, is to pay attention to the signs. And they will come very fast. Trust me on that. Once you set the intention, you are opening yourself to the universe, to receiving from the universe the guidance. So the signs will come very fast and you'll start noticing patterns. So it's really important that you keep your eyes and your ears as well open, and also your feelings, because depending on how your intuition prefers to communicate with you, you might fall into the 4 main clairs, which is clairaudience, which is about hearing voices, clairvoyance, which is about seeing images, both in your third eye or physical images, clairsentience, which is about recognizing feelings, or claircognizance, which is the inner knowing. So it's really important that you know which kind of clair you are, and you can be more than one. For instance, in my case, I'm clairvoyance. I receive guidance through dreams mainly and images in my third eye, but I'm also claircognizance. I just have this inner knowing. I don't know how I know, but I just know I know it, is how I can describe it. So you can have more than one. It's really important that you know which of your senses is stronger, and then pay attention to the signs, what it comes, Just keep your sense open and pay attention. Tip number 4 is to make sure that you are in high vibration. It's our responsibility to clear our energy field and to be in a high vibration. And this is not about being positive all the time or forcing positive thoughts. It's not about that. It's about being grounded, being clear of toxic thoughts and energy. So it's about clear, peaceful energy. So you're able to really differentiate the signs and the signals that have been sent to you from noise. And noise is like the voice of the ego. So tune out and lower the amount of energetic noise that are bringing a lot of negative vibrations, such as, for example, news, your social media, so you can hear and see the signs that are being sent to you. And to clear the energy fields and be in this high vibration, you can try salt baths, you can try exercising or dancing, so you can move stagnant energy from your body and increase the blood flow as well. You can also try being in silence for 30 minutes to an hour, being solitude, being on your own, just reflecting, tuning in, doing some sort of meditation, be in your own space, and also being creative, going out in nature. So these are some of the ways that you can clear your energy field and raise your vibration. And lastly, take action, because signs will present you the next steps. So when an opportunity shows up, you know what to do, but you're still required to take immediate action. You have to take inspired action. The signs are there to inspire you, but it is your responsibility to take the action. For example, imagine that you play the lottery and you were able to channel the right numbers and you won. But you're not going to get the prize if you don't grab your ticket and you get out of the house and go to the shop and claim the prize. You're still required to take the action. Otherwise, it doesn't matter that you got the right numbers and you won the prize, right? So it's the same thing with the signs of the universe. You channel the guidance, but then you're required to take the action. So when signs come up and you notice them, the worst thing you can do is to not do something right there and then. Is not take the action, because basically what you are communicating to the universe is thank you very much for your guidance, but no thanks. So you are closing off your ability to receive the signs and to get guidance. That's the worst thing you can do. So when you receive the guidance, just go for it. Just take the action. Don't expect things to fall from the sky. The signs will, but not the action. You still have to take it. Before I leave you, I will pull a card from my Trust Channeling deck. And the card that I pulled is from the Unravel suite. And the soul inquiry is, where in life am I experiencing resistance? Where in life am I experiencing resistance? And the affirmation is, I surrender all expectations. And again, so on point this card is. Because, yes, that's the thing. When you're not opening yourself up to receiving messages and signs from the universe and from your intuition, from your spirit guides, you have resistance within you. So knowing what that resistance is telling you, why it's there, it's really important to allow surrender to come through so that you are really open to receiving the signs. And another word on expectations, because actually this is very important. Surrendering all expectations. When you set the intention to receive guidance, to receive a sign, it's important that you surrender expectations about how the sign will come to you and what the sign will be, what the message will be. Because any guidance that comes to you, it's what you need in that moment for your highest good. It's not exactly what you want to receive, what you want to hear, but more what you need to hear. So surrender those expectations. Surrender the expectation of what you want to hear, and also surrender the expectation of how the sign will come to you. Yes, it's important to set the intention of, okay, I want to see 111s everywhere, so I know I'm on the right path. But just surrender that. Don't get focused, because that is the ego taking control. And the intuition comes from our soul. It comes from the whispers. It comes from our higher self. And in that realm, there is no control. That's our mind. And if you are too much in your mind and in your ego, then you are blocking the signs that you're getting from your soul and from your intuition. And that's when you start doubting and you start closing off. And even though you receive the signs, then you don't take action on them. And that will cause you to close off even more. So actually, the fact that this affirmation came up, it was really important just to clarify this about, the intuition. So yeah, I really hope this episode was helpful. Let me know on social media, on email, comment here on the platform that you're listening to the podcast. Let me know if it was helpful. I would like to know. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for listening to the Soulcery Podcast and for holding space for this conversation. It is truly magical to be able to walk with you on this journey of soul healing and inner transformation. If you resonated with this episode and found it valuable, I would be grateful if you could leave a review on iTunes. Your feedback helps me reach more souls searching for guidance and healing. For more guidance and soul wisdom to support soul awakening women through the journey of alchemy, please visit my website www.ligiacosta.co.uk. Love and healing to all. See you on the next one.